What brings you in here today?
I'm just here because, I'm just trying to figure out how I cannot feel so like an outcast with my family. I just feel like I'm always the oddball out. I don't know if it's me or something that I'm doing. But they always say like I make myself the outcast. So I'm just trying to figure out how I can work through that.
Okay. How many people are in your family?
Well, my immediate family is about six of us. And I more so feel this way towards my siblings, because my parents, they try to play neutral, but my siblings are the ones who kind of make me feel this way.
Okay. Are there how are your relationships with each of your siblings? Is one better than the other?
Yes. So my youngest sibling, I have a better relationship with her, instead of uh, my middle sibling. And I think it's because, I guess because I kind of raised my youngest sibling. So we have a stronger connection. But it's like with my middle sibling, even though we're close in age, I feel like our relationship just isn't the best.
Okay. So what made you have to raise your younger sibling, or what made you feel that way?
Well, my mom and dad, they work a lot. So during the summer, uh, my when my parents was at work, I constantly had to watch my youngest sibling. Like when she was a baby, she was only a couple months, but they worked a lot, so I had to always watch her. So I started to kind of like resent that because, as a teen, being a teenager in the house during the summer when my friends are out and about, I'm like I'm at home watching a baby. So but I think that's why our connection is, like I said, so close, because I watched her. And my sister, the middle sister, she will always, like, she never really helped out. So I think I kind of also like used to get upset because she never helped as much as I did.
Okay. Do you get any sort of recognition for all the help that you do around the house and within the family?
I don't feel like I do. I feel like it's more so expected. Um, I think it's more so like, if they need something, it's just like, oh, ask Anna. But um, I don't think I do.
So what would make you feel like you got that recognition? Like what do you think that you need from that?
I think like if someone could just actually say it, like, "Oh, Anna, we appreciate what you do." Um, like little things like that. I don't expect like a party or anything, but Anna, we appreciate you what you do, and we know you do a lot for us. Or just a matter of just asking me like, oh, do you want to, I don't know, do you want to do something, and I don't have to pay for it, or I don't have to watch anyone or anything, like I don't have any responsibilities if people will like take me out or just include me in the fun things and not necessarily always be like the responsible one.
So do you feel like they go and do fun things without you and you're left with just the responsibilities?
Yes, that's how I feel. Yes, exactly how I feel. Like they would go to the movies and they wouldn't ask me, but but my middle sister would ask me to watch her daughter, her baby, and I would be like, oh my gosh, why wouldn't you even ask me to go to the movies? I wanted to go, but instead you asked me to watch your baby.
Hmm.
Yeah, so that's just how I'm feeling.
So what do you do as far as like taking care of yourself if you're not getting the recognition from anyone else?
Mm, I feel like when it comes to self care, I used to I used to a lot of times just try to hang out with like my friends and stuff, but I feel like now I don't know, I feel like now I'm in a space where I don't necessarily want to because I'm just so like frustrated with life. But I used to get my hair and nails done very often. I would go shopping. I would also use I would use shopping as like my meditation because I would do it like by myself, stuff like that. But I don't really do that anymore. even if I don't buy anything, just being like in the mall would like calm me down or make me feel better. But I don't really do that anymore. I think I should start doing that again.
I think it might help. I think you need time for yourself, definitely,
Mm-hmm.
because having that responsibility, it sounds like you can easily slip into a depressive state if all you're left with is those responsibilities.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if you're losing interest in those things that you used to enjoy.
Right. I agree. I do. Um, so like I definitely do feel like getting back to my normal self is important. And I think I'm gonna also just like start standing up for myself. And I don't think there's anything wrong with saying no. Do you think there's anything wrong with saying no to like when they ask me to do things for them that I don't necessarily want to do?
Have you tried talking to your family and seeing if they can help you with some of those responsibilities?
No, I never tried speaking to them because I never wanted to come off as selfish, even though I don't think that's being selfish, but I just never wanted to come off being selfish. So I never spoke to them about these, like how I feel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I think having that open communication with them, it wouldn't hurt. Uh,
Okay.
if they say no and you're still left with the responsibilities, then that you can manage those because you already have been. But at the very
Right.
least, having that communication with them and seeing if they can help you with those responsibilities. And you might be surprised, and they'll see how much you have done, and they'll kind of give you that recognition that you've been seeking as far as all of that work that you've been doing.
Right. Okay. I agree. I'm definitely gonna like have a conversation with them. I think I'm gonna start. I think I'm gonna start also with maybe my parents first, simply because um they will be able to kind of mediate if I need them to between my sisters and I.
Do you feel like your parents have made you feel like an outcast as well? Like, do they seem closed off, or is it just your siblings?
I think it's just my siblings, but I feel like my parents playing neutral and not necessarily speaking speaking to my sisters about how I feel. I feel like that's a problem because I think that they should, being that they are the parents, kind of speak up for me, but I could be wrong. Um, but they like to play neutral, and
Mm-hmm.
they like to basically they feel as though being at the problems with my sisters, I should just go directly with my sisters. But I feel like them at like being that they're the parents, they should advocate for me.
Right. Do you
That's how
guys
I
do
feel.
you guys have any family activities that you do together? Like, do you guys eat dinner together as a family where you could have those kinds of discussions?
Mm, we we do. On Sundays we do have that like family dinners on Sundays, or we also have a game night. That's something that we do as a family, all of us. And I feel like that I feel like that could be appropriate time um to have that conversation because I'm not trying to be negative about it. I just want to be heard.
Right.
Yeah. So I think like having that conversation when we're all together, I think that can be effective. Yeah.
So what sort of expectations would you have as far as how that conversation would go with your siblings?
Um, I feel like my youngest sister would support me if I had this conversation. I feel like my middle sister would definitely be defensive. Um I don't feel like she will take responsibility for anything, but at least I know that I stood up for myself and I said something. So that's how I feel about that situation.
So would you still feel like you accomplished your goal if you don't get the recognition or the response that you're wanting out of that conversation?
Hmm, that's a great question. I feel like I would still feel somewhat, I feel like I would still be satisfied that I stood up for myself and that I said something, even if they don't give me the recognition, because, I'm like starting to realize that you can't control what others say or do. You can only control what you say or do. So I feel like I would be satisfied with the fact that I stood up for myself, because that's something that I've been wanting to do for a long time. So yeah.
So, how do you think you would move on from that if they continue to make you feel like an outcast once you've had that conversation?
I feel like, unfortunately, at this point, I would just start to kind of like remove myself from my family, like from I would just kind of like tell them, no, I can't do this, no, I can't do that, especially when they want me to do something for them, and just kind of like remove myself and start to be around people that I feel like support me and also like who just not using me. And I don't think that that's a bad thing, that I wouldn't kind of like separate myself from them. I just feel like it's just conducive for my own health. Um, so that's what I'm willing to do. Start to like separate myself from them.
Do you think that's something that you would find easy to do? Would be detach yourself from those family relationships?
Um, to a certain extent, yes. I feel like it would be easy for me to do because of just how I've been feeling for so long. I'm just really ready to get back to feeling like I belong. And I haven't felt like I belong in such a long time, where it's just like I'm willing to just detach. I don't really think it'll be that hard, because part of me feels like they won't really miss me. So
So, what kind of supports do you have outside of the family right now?
um so I have like maybe four close friends that support me. I also have like extended family. I'm really close with about two of my cousins. And then I also um have friends that I grew up with that I'm still really close with, and also some of my college friends. Those are like my main support system.
And do those people make you feel included and respected?
Yes, they do actually. I don't feel like with them, I don't feel like they're just using me for something, or they only need me when it's necessary for them. I don't feel like that with them. I feel like I belong in that circle with them. Um, I feel like they respect me. So yeah.
So, what's your plan going forward right now?
I think going forward now, I feel like the first thing I'm gonna do is have the conversation with. I'm gonna have the conversation with my parents, let them know how I'm feeling, and I'm gonna ask them if they're able to maybe mediate a meeting between my sisters and I when we have either our game night or a dinner, so I could express how I feel. And then I'm gonna have the conversation with my sister, hoping that she is open to what I'm saying, and then go on from there based off of her reaction and what she says. If she says that, you know, she's willing to include me more in the sisterly bond that they have and the things that they do, and she's not going to always just call me when she needs me to watch her daughter, then then that will determine how I would move forward with our relationship.
Okay. Sounds like you have a pretty good plan. I'm interested to see how things turn out.
Hmm. Yeah. I'm hoping. I mean, I don't. I'm hoping for the best. Just saying like that. I'm just hoping for the best. Separating myself from them will be like one of those last measures, but like I said, I'm willing to do it. So hopefully they're open to what I'm saying, and then we can improve our relationship. But if I feel like the relationship isn't going to be, improved, then I'm willing to walk away from it.